Right then, this is a walk around video for an absolutely exquisite Honda CR-V. This is a 2.2 EX automatic diesel, 2013 car, but it's covered just 31,000 miles. Has absolutely wonderful ownership and history attached to the car. Finished in this gorgeous passion red pearl with the really sought after ivory leather interior. It's a lovely combination that the video rarely does justice to. I'll go around the car for you. It is in lovely condition, it has to be said. The front of the car, lights and lenses, clear, there's no cracks in those at all. Bonnet, really good. Did see there's one little stone chip just there, that's it. And I'm trying to pick up on something on the car, and I like to pick up on where I can. And that's pretty much the only external mark I can see on the vehicle. For a car that's 9 years old, regardless of mileage, it's incredible. Near side, absolutely clean, no indentations or marks rather. Near side front alloy, one that is closest to the curb, shows no curbing at all. Near side rear alloy, likewise, absolutely immaculate. When you see it in flesh, it's got much more luster to the paint. It looks kind of sort of reddy. It's not. It's a hard colour to describe, but everyone that comes to see it in the flesh says the same thing. It looks far, far better. Offside, again, unbelievably clean. Offside rear alloy, again, completely unmarked there. Remaining panels, absolutely lovely. I mean, it really is. It's an exceptional car, one of the very, very best out there. Coming to the boot area, absolutely colossal in the back. You've got the handles on the side for the easy fold rear seats, which is a wonder of engineering, and all kept very nicely. Coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors. Front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so I'm not cheating. And the leatherwork in the back, again, is in absolutely lovely condition. And again, as I said with the exterior paint, the video quite often just doesn't do justice to it. It looks gorgeous in the car. You've got ambient lighting, the blue lighting there in the back and under the sills when you come to the car. So again, a lovely little extra. Coming to the front, passenger door card, again, wonderfully clean and tidy. Seats in beautiful condition. Coming to the front now, driver's door card, again, absolutely immaculately clean. Footwell area is lovely as well. The driver's seat in gorgeous condition. Obviously being an EX, you get that lovely big panoramic roof which adds a lot of natural light into the car. Inside the car now, engine as always, this section is running, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard, to all intents and purposes, looks absolutely as new. Sat nav you can see working perfectly. Pop the car into reverse. Get that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as it should. You can also, by the way, if you're stationary with your handbrake on, watch films through that screen as well. Just pop it in where the DVDs go, CDs go rather. But it's in fantastic condition there. 31,364 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But it is in exquisite condition. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 2.2 EX diesel automatic. Car is registered, so I'm looking around for it, there we are. YC63 LOD, and with a mileage of just 31,356 miles. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially, as I always say, this road test section, is basically to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the car we're advertising actually in operation. The reason we feel it's important is very simple. We have, like many people, been to go and see cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs and descriptions, only to get there and find out when you drive it, it's got a fundamental issue that manifests itself whilst driving the car, so that's why we do it. We also do it on these quiet country roads very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. So in that way we hope it will be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, lovely ownership, lovely history, lovely mileage, and without wishing to be a complete spoiler, it drives absolutely as new. So you can switch off the video now if you really wish to. There we go. I'll go through the usual things. Engine starts, push button start on the top of the range cars, starts instantly, and settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge is running, it's not on at the moment because it's stone cold. I like to try and do these videos when the engine's cold, because obviously any issues on cars can show up at different temperatures, so that's why I try and do it, but I'll come back to that later. The engines are brilliant diesel engines. It's everything you'd expect of a Honda. It's tough and reliable, certainly, you know, in its class, the most reliable engine out there by a country mile. Cam chain driven, there's no cam belts on them, so you've got no huge service looming on them, and it's a much better way to join top and bottom of an engine, in my opinion. On top of which, that'd all be nice and worthy, but if the car was sort of growly and not loud and horrible to drive, it'd be pointless. The fact is, it's just lovely to use. At low revs, you know it's a diesel. When you get up to the higher revs, it smooths out. It's very quiet indeed on a cruise. It's a lovely engine. I'm a bit biased because I own a diesel automatic CRV exactly the same as this, so I know these very well. It's a bit of a busman's holiday doing this video. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, typical Honda box, very smooth shifting, gear ratios cleverly chosen to extract the best out of the engine in terms of both performance and economy. But the actual gear changes are very slick indeed. And like the the gearbox has a reputation of being incredibly tough and reliable. We've never so much as touched one selling Hondas. Notwithstanding reputation, of course, you should still do the obvious checks on any automatic gearbox, and that's to make sure that the gear changes on the move are indeed smooth, which they obviously are, but that also that when you select drive and reverse from stationary, there's no kind of clunks and thunks or lurching forward as you engage, and again, it's perfect in that sense. Steering on the car, really nicely done on the CRVs. This particular one tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But going through the corner there, it's pinpoint accurate. It's got a lovely weighting to the steering, makes the car feel really solid and secure on the road. And regardless of what speed you're going at, the steering remains faithful. It doesn't become nervous in any way. It's just a really nicely set up. The gearing's absolutely perfect for this type of car as well. Chassis, I mean, the Honda, the CRV is the best-selling SUV in the world, so Honda clearly know this market very well and what the vast majority of customers want. And what they want is a car that rides comfortably for all its occupants, and it achieves that brilliantly. It's it's beautifully damped the ride. It smothers out the vast majority of bumps really well indeed. Only like all cars, the sharpest of ridges will catch any car out, but you've got to hit a particularly bad one for this one to sort of jar in any way. Well, I'm also listening for this road surface here is akin to the surface of the moon. It's horrible, which is why I talk about it at this stage. I'm just listening out for any clunks, rattles or bumps that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing at all. As I say, many videos on CRVs, it is to my eternal frustration that when you read the motoring press, they just don't understand, which is why, ironically, the CRV is successful despite what they say sometimes, because they just say, it's boring, it's this, it's that, it's the other, because it's not a sports car, and it is no way, shape or form meant to be. It's meant to be a really good way to get people around nice and safely, nice and comfortably, and what it does brilliantly is that it manages to combine a comfortable ride with being able to flow through corners very, very nicely indeed. It's brilliant at that. Just going to get up to speed. I'm going to give the brakes a bit of a thump and hold on to my bits and bobs to make sure there's nothing going to go flying forward. 60 now, brake nice and hard enough to get the hazard brakes to come on. Hazard brakes, there you go. Perfect. No pulsing, no vibrations. Pulls up lovely and quick as well, so all in fine order. So coming to the interior of the car, first thing you notice about any CR-V pretty much is when you get into them is just how well put together they are. Absolutely no squeaks or rattles in it at all. It feels solidly made. And again, this is coming back to my frustration sometimes with the Motor Impress. They seem to think build quality is squidgy plastics and funky sounding doors. I mean, it sounds solid, everything does, but Honda know what the car's going to be used for. And by and large, that's family use, and that can be pretty hard on cars, I have to say. So what they do very cleverly, there's soft touch stuff up here, top of the doors as well, padding down there. But the bits where your hands rub up against it often are very resistant to marking. Again, unlike some. All the areas around here where your drinks are, you spill your drinks, your coffee, you just wipe it clean. It's like that for a very good reason, and it's brilliant in the way it's done. It's also a lovely place to sit. I mean, this is the perfect day to show off this interior. I love these interiors, the lighter interior, because it's tastefully done, which doesn't sometimes come across in the video or the pictures. When you see it in the flesh, it's rather different. But what it does on a really gloomy, dark, dank day like today, it maintains a brightness to the interior of the car, helped by the panoramic roof on these models. Whereas the black interiors, which I have one in my car, and I miles prefer this one in terms of the interior colours. I said, adds this kind of warmth to the interior on winter's days. And on summer's days, you don't get those burning hot seats either, so it is a kind of a bit of a win-win with them. As I mentioned on the, when I remember, to keep it nice in here, just keep two things in the car. So if you spill something, keep wet wipes and a dry cloth. So if you spill something, wet wipe it clean, dry it off straight away, and that's how to keep them. It's really easy. Brilliant visibility, absolutely brilliant. A dashboard that's laden with equipment, but joyfully simple to operate. Sat nav, as you can see there, working exactly as it should. A nice big screen there. Dual zone climate control, so you can have different temperatures side to side on the car. Again, we checked that in a nice warm workshop earlier on, and the air comes out lovely and cold as well in those. What it doesn't really tell you is just, the switchgear quality and actuation is brilliant on these cars. Everything you touch has that lovely high quality actuation to it. Down below, heated seats again, all working exactly as they should. Then up to the dash binnacle itself, simple, beautifully legible dials, just joyfully simple as well actually. Just take the information in really simply. Temperature gauge now running for some time, running a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car, by the way. Nice small diameter leather bound steering wheel. It feels absolutely as new to hold, shows no wear at all. The only button there's an absence of, for very good reason, because it doesn't have one, even though it is four-wheel drive, is a four-wheel drive button. It basically does it all for you. Should you need four-wheel drive, it automatically kicks in. It's just genius. It basically means the car can run in front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive the whole time, because Honda worked out very quickly that most people will be driving as I am today, where you just don't need it on. So if you were to hit a bit of snow or ice or mud and the front wheels start to lose grip, instantly, and before you can react, it brings in the rear wheels seamlessly. It's genius in the way it operates. And its lack of use means that compared to things like a permanent four-wheel drive system that some cars use, you're not using up your tyres as quickly, you're not using as much fuel, and you're not putting as much mechanical stress through the vehicle. because in 30 years of selling Honda cars using this system, we've never put a spanner on a four-wheel drive system on any of them, touch wood. So, and that's cost thousands of cars. But as I said at the start, the point of the video, brief as it might well be, is just to show the car in operation and to feedback on any issues, of which there's nothing at all. As I said at the start, it literally, as cliched as it sounds, drives absolutely as new.